Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean I'm not right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. I know something is off. I heard this video the other day, this guy. And if I get it wrong and you've already heard it, the gist is about it. He was a high school star, football player, and he was injured, went on in life, got married, life went on. He had a great job, he had kids, I think like a boy and a girl or something. And one day he wasn't feeling well, so he stayed home. He stayed home from work. And he was laying on the couch, and he noticed the lamp in the corner. He couldn't quite focus on it. And he thought something was wrong with his vision. The next day, he stayed on the couch all day. And he kept trying to look at this lamp. And then it started to grow, and it took over like the whole room. And it was big and red and glowing. It was a red lamp. And that's when he realized the red wasn't a lamp, it was another football player. He had been knocked out, and it was all a dream. His kids and his wife weren't real. And he had to grieve them, and sometimes he could still see his children, only he couldn't quite focus on them. And that's what everything feels like it's the same, but it's different. It's just little subtle things. And this huge distance from friends and family. And it's probably my fault falling into such a sadness that I didn't stay in because of the virus or fear of getting sick. I stayed in because I put everything into being a mother since I was 17. And now they're teenagers and their life was awful, and I thought I did a really amazing job by myself as a single parent, giving them a home and food and all that stuff. I figured that was my job, keep them safe, alive, somewhat happy. But they're miserable, and I caused their anxiety, and I caused them to do things I'm not going to get into, but I couldn't deal with that. My one kid didn't even speak to me for a year, and I had no idea why. And if I failed at the one thing that I thought I did half decently, and I noticed no one really talked to me. Family, like extended family, seemed to not really care that I just didn't want to live. Or why? What's my purpose if I don't have these children to provide for? That's the reason I got up every day. Before I was a mother, I was just a kid. That's been my entire identity, my whole existence. And now it just seems everything's different. And how did my kids go from these little kids that wanted to go to the park and wanted to go play to not even wanting to speak to me? Something was off. And all these people, they used to be a tremendous part of my life that I haven't heard of or talked to much lately, and they're all passing away. And I know as we get older, more and more people pass away. It's how it goes, but there's just something wrong about it. And I think maybe I'm in a dream or a nightmare. Maybe I died and this is some sort of purgatory, some punishment where I keep drifting in a paused state until I figure it out. And I try to think, when did things ultimately change? And it must have been, well, at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So maybe I died. And this isn't real. And part of the time I'm in this paused purgatory, and part of the time I'm drifting in and out of different dimensions or something, where things are the same but not quite. I bet Eddie killed me.
This man slapped on me.
My son still needs me, and I know the girls do too, even if they don't really admit it. And there has to be something else that I have to give to this world. And I stayed off Facebook for a really long time because my boyfriend didn't really like it. He's a real private person, and I tend to overshare. I'm so silent that everyone assumes I'm snobby, but when I do talk, I say really weird things, or I like a dream. I know the formula. I know the way you're supposed to interact as a human. I just can't do it right. It's just slightly off. Maybe it's autism. Maybe I have a personality disorder. I've spent a year in silence alone trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with me that I don't keep friends that I interact with every day. I don't. And the same with family, and now even my children. 1 year is way too long to spend inside figuring what the hell is wrong with me. Well, I got on Facebook the other day anyhow and posted slightly what I just explained. And I got a huge amount of support that I forgot existed on Facebook, I guess. And maybe I am odd and overshare and say things that aren't appropriate in given situations and don't even realize it. But I would do anything for anyone. I have great musical taste. I'm intelligent. I'm learning good coping skills. I have the most wonderful, amazing, beautiful children that I love so much. And I'll figure out where my place is in life. And sometimes it's just that 1, 2, 3 people reaching out that you assume probably don't even know you existed, because you figure you probably didn't impact their lives at all. But that they remember you and tell you, it's life. Keep your head up. And it's not even what was said, it's just the fact that it was said, that people reached out, and it meant a lot. I feel a little less crazy.